Hello, lovely viewers, and welcome to another episode of Clay Sports Express News, where we give you nothing but the absolute best. So, today we're going to touch on a lot of transfer updates, injuries, retirements, and teams that have won trophies on their tours. Well, before we dive into today's news, I'd kindly request you to hit on the subscribe button, add the notification button to it so that anything we share, you'll be the first to have. You can also follow us on our various handles: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and on our Facebook page. So we start straight with Manchester United and we head to one controversial player who has had issues with Eric Ten Hag before he was dismissed from Manchester United, and then currently having the same issues with Ruben Amorim. So we're talking about Garnacho. So Garnacho doesn't seem happy with his time at Manchester United, and the reason is something that we are still trying to get into. But then after they lost the UEFA Europa Cup against Tottenham, Garnacho head to his Instagram post and said this: he has been working like no one else, helping every round, coming from 2 goals last 2 finals, just to be on the pitch 19 minutes and thrown under the bus. This surely doesn't sound like somebody who is happy in a team. Well, it could be Garnacho isn't the man for the match. Maybe he isn't the man they are targeting for now. Would it be the time for him to move on? Would Ruben Amorim have room for him this season? We wait to see. So we move on to Italy, and then we go straight to, former manager of Juventus. Juventus had been ruling the Italian league for years when they were managed by Massimiliano Allegri. So you all know what happened with Allegri when Cristiano Ronaldo joined Juventus. Things weren't going well. Well, they wanted to win the Champions League, which never happened. But Allegri was dominating the domestic league. He was winning trebles here and there. Allegri got dismissed. Well, the good news is Allegri has finally signed for fierce rivals AC Milan. Well, AC Milan signed Massimiliano Allegri on a 2-year contract, which spans through to 2027. Well, Allegri is set to overhaul AC Milan, who are going to be representing in the UEFA Champions League. Well, with the sight of the Champions League on their heads, I think Allegri is the main man to go for. Well, we all know what's going on with Cristiano Ronaldo and Al Nassr. Al Nassr has been trying so hard to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, his extension has been a problem. Many sources claim that Cristiano Ronaldo has signed a 2-year extension. Many are saying that Al Nassr are trying all means possible to get his signature. Well, I think the reason why they'd be forcing to get Cristiano Ronaldo's signature is because of the impact he sent to Al Nassr, not just Al Nassr, but the Saudi Pro League. Well, remember, Sadio Mane joined many other players, not just retiring players who were looking for their retirement funds, no, but players who are in their prime. N'Golo Kante joined, Karim Benzema joined, Riyad Mahrez, a lot of them. But the problem now is teams in Europe are still chasing after 40-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo, who doesn't look like he's slowing down. He is currently the top goal scorer for the season in the Saudi Pro League. So yes, I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo going to Europe would be something way off. We head also straight to Spain and to Real Madrid. Former Real Madrid player Isco, who was ousted by Zinedane Zidane and continued with Ancelotti, has finally been adjudged the UEFA Conference League Player of the Season by UEFA's Technical Observer Group, touching on his exceptional performance throughout the tournament. Well, if you have watched the Conference League and Real Betis, you realize Isco was a man to watch. Well, even against Chelsea, when Chelsea lost, Isco wasn't just playing anything for jokes. Isco was the main man. He has been dominant in every single game that they have played. He actually led his team. with the help of Anthony, Isco was the main man. So yeah, I think he well deserves this award. Barcelona, straight up to Barcelona. Well, Barcelona have had the best players in the Spanish league so far, except for Real Madrid. So Barcelona are set to sign Marcus Rashford on a loan term. Well, this is something that many didn't see happen or many didn't see coming because Marcus Rashford was linked to Barcelona before Robert Lewandowski. And now, with Hansi Flick in charge of Barcelona, reports suggest that there's been discussions between Marcus Rashford's agent and Barca are reportedly trying to bring him on loan with an option to buy. With Hansi Flick seems very okay with this. And if Hansi Flick seems okay with the player, then trust me, he will do anything he wants to bring him in. Well, remember, Luis Diaz's operation seems very difficult. He's going to need time to recover. So, yes, I think a replacement in Marcus Rashford wouldn't be bad under Hansi Flick. This is one man I have loved watching. He's one player, a player transition to a coach that I've always loved. I've placed above every other player. Not Ronaldinho, not Messi, not Ronaldo, not Ronaldo Nazario, not Kaká. I'm talking about Zinedine Zidane. Anybody who has watched Zinedine Zidane would attest to what I'm saying. He was just an exceptional player. As a manager, he won what he was supposed to win with Real Madrid. Well, Zinedine Zidane has expressed his desire to manage the French league, not the French league, but the French national team. Remember before the World Cup where they lost to Argentina, Zinedine Zidane was linked to becoming the next manager, but then he declined. But now Zinedine Zidane has said on his post that I feel legitimately qualified to be in the French national team. Well, he can't be in the national team as a player. He can't be there as a technical advisor. He definitely would want to be there as a coach. And yes, this is what he's saying. He says he feels legitimately qualified to be in the French national team. It is a dream I am looking forward to, said Zinedine. Do you think that this job is something Zidane needs at this time? Do you think he still needs to go to club managing? If if you think he deserves to be or is not even deserving, if you think Zidane should go in for the national team or if you think he should go in for a club team, share your comments in the comment section. Well, former Liverpool and Spanish shortstopper Pepe Reina. Yeah, Pepe Reina was that Liverpool keeper who makes lots of mistakes that many wouldn't even think about. Well, Pepe Reina has announced his retirement from professional football. Remember, Pepe Reina was known for being one of the top goalkeepers for Liverpool back then. Although he was making those petty mistakes, but yeah, he was one of them top-notch keepers. He's retiring after playing 26 seasons and leaving football or professional football at the age of 42 years. Talk about discipline. We all know Kaká, like Messi, like Xavi, like Alonso, like when it comes to football discipline, everybody would remember Cantona, and then maybe the person next to him will be Pepe and Sergio Ramos. Well, this is not who has done the worst, but today we are talking about who has done the best. So Iniesta, Andres Iniesta, formerly of Barcelona, has retired from football with a perfect record. Andres Iniesta played 1,016 games without ever getting a red card. This is one other thing that we should. So we continue to Manchester City and to Bayern Munich. So remember Leroy Sané. He was once the most loved, the most adored player in Manchester City. You could attest to his footwork, his magic on the field. But Pep Guardiola wanted more from that player. He didn't just want skills. He wanted players who fight, players who would put in their all. Leroy Sané was in that player until he's moved to Bayern Munich. Well, Leroy Sané's contract with Bayern Munich is coming to an end, and the team doesn't look to renew his contract. Well, this is what is going to happen. Arsenal, have been on the bench for a while, are eyeing the signing of Leroy Sané from Bayern Munich. So if Bayern Munich doesn't sign or doesn't extend his contract, then Leroy Sané definitely becomes a free agent, which makes it easy for Arsenal to sign because, yeah, they never want to spend except for they are signing a Declan Rice. Florian Richard Wirtz, who has been on the transfer list of teams including Liverpool, Real Madrid, Manchester City, Arsenal, and Barcelona, has been named the VDV Bundesliga Player of the Season for a second time in a row. Well, if you don't know who Florian Richard Wirtz is, I'll show you a picture of him very soon. This is Florian Richard Wirtz. Sorry. So this is a player who has been a winger and making threats in the Bundesliga. Well, he was linked to move to Bayern Munich, but it didn't materialize. You already know how Bayern Munich signed their players. They would rather wait until the player is up there and then they sign him. But yeah, this is a player who's been linked to more than enough teams and just the top-notch teams. Well, it's reported that Liverpool are in pole position to sign this German, and we can't wait to have him in the EPL and what he's going to bring. UEFA Conference League winners and only club in history to have won all European trophies. Chelsea, the Blues, the pride of London. If I say the pride of London, it's not Tottenham. I'm talking about Chelsea. So Chelsea have made a clean sweep for Liverpool and Manchester City target Liam Delap. Chelsea are set or have paid £30 million for the new striker as Enzo Maresca plays a key role in this transfer. Well, Delap is currently or was currently playing for Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town has been relegated. But if you see how or the impact Delap had in the English Premier League, although they were relegated, then you understand why most of these teams are fighting for such a player. Well, it's good that Chelsea have been able to acquire this player because this player definitely would want to represent in the UEFA Champions League. And Chelsea, after winning against Nottingham Forest in the EPL, booked their qualification to European competition next season. So definitely, yeah, the lap would want to be there. Kylian Mbappe, I've always mentioned Kylian Mbappe in my news. Kylian Mbappe, in his first season at Real Madrid, has won the Laliga Player of the Season award ahead of Raphinha, Lamine, and Lewandowski. I'm not saying that they are not good players, or I'm not saying they haven't done well in the year of review. But this is a player who joined the team. Many would struggle because if you join a started team, it's not so easy for you to gel. But with Rodrigo goals, with all these players, you would have Vinicius Jr., Valde, you have all these stars. Kylian Mbappe still managed to shine for Real Madrid. Remember, he's not a typical number 9. Mbappe is a winger, like his idol Cristiano Ronaldo, but he has managed to score 40 plus goals in the season. And yes, he deserves this award. If you think anybody else deserves this award more, drop your comment in the comment section and we'll discuss it football. Manchester United. You know, they started the Asian tour and they lost to Asian All-Stars. Well, let's forget about Asian All-Stars. They have gone on to win the Asian tour, like they won the Asian tour title. And they won it against Hong Kong Stars in the last game. Well, the cup that Manchester United has won is the developmental education title or the developmental education cup. Well, many people are saying Manchester United sure needs education. They need development. They need to grow on the field. So if they have won the developmental educational title, then yes, that's the title that they have needed all this time. Trent Alexander-Arnold finally joins Jude Bellingham at Real Madrid. You know, Real Madrid has been chasing Trent for a very long time. They started with Reece James. They couldn't get Reece James, and then they went on to Trent Alexander-Arnold. But because his release clause with Liverpool was preventing the club, they had to wait. And finally, his contract with Real Madrid was coming to an end. With Liverpool was coming to an end. Liverpool, knowing that if they let him go on a free transfer, they lose, had to sell him off at 10 million euros or 10 million pounds. So now Trent Alexander-Arnold is a player of Real Madrid and he is eligible to represent the club in the FIFA Club World Cup. Could it be another winner for Trent Alexander-Arnold after winning the EPL title with Liverpool? Well, let's get talking sports. And don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channels, click on the notification button, share our links with friends, with sport lovers. You can follow all our handles, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and even like our page on Facebook, Glitz Sports Express. And on X, we are Glitz S Express. Thank you and see you in our next video.